Hello friends, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Well, it's time to take care of the Water Temple. Great Bay Temple. Great Bay Water Temple. oh, you get the point. Well, it's Great Bay Temple Day today, and, well, it is a temple, alright. That's, I guess, all I can say. Out of all the temples in this game, it probably is my least favorite, but, like, it's not like the temple itself doesn't have any good merits. Like, I'll be honest, I do think that the Great Bay Temple is mechanically interesting. Like, being able to alter water flows is a cool concept. It just ends up that this whole temple is very confusing on your first few attempts, which, as you can tell from the number of times I've played Majora's Mask, I am definitely a lot more used to the Water Temple than, say, a new player of the game. So, I know my way around this place. It's not as confusing. Maybe a little tedious, as you can tell by the pushing animation, hence why it's always sped up in all the randomizers I play. But, mechanically, like, I do think it's a neat concept, so it does have its pluses. Alright, well, we still gotta find stray fairies. Thankfully, I know where they all are. Just get myself all decked out here. So I make the jump. Ah, yes, that's the one thing I always want to be careful of. Roll jumping as Zora Link over water tends to play the diving animation as opposed to the jumping animation, and you lose height if you do that. Almost. There we go. So there we go. Now that I got the mask on, I don't have to worry about how I shoot down that Skulltula. Stray Fairy comes to me. Alright, we're over. Oh, we're just about at the end of the first day. Nice. Alright, so, yep, this is where Tattle says that the water wheel you see in the beginning is powering the turbine, which powers the current. So, that's your hint that it's currents that we have to play with. Now, to take this temple in a more simple approach afterwards, Stray Fairies notwithstanding, I always say that there's two ways you can go about each current. So two that you can go from a clockwise current, and then two currents from a counterclockwise current. And you just literally go through the... Come on, there we go. You just literally go through the two ways that you're able to on the first current, and that'll get you all that you need. And then you just build up after that in order to reverse the current. So now we'll take a dive in here. So thankfully, how the rooms are arranged on the wall here, the current will direct you into them. And there are arrows which say the current's direction would lead you into the room. So you're not without direction, but it can get confusing. Okay, I need the hook shot for this one. Now, this is not a randomizer, so I do have to remember to come back here once I do score the ice arrows. But I have to come this way to get the small key, which leads me to the mini-boss. Hence why it can get kind of confusing. There we go. Now, I will be honest, I did actually forget that Stray Fairy was there for a time, so it was fresh on my memory to not forget it. Alright, in. And no, you're not going to get me. Ooh, I am really low on magic, I just noticed. Ugh. I might have to change that. So, yeah, fun little detail. As your magic dwindles, your shield gets smaller, as you saw there. Okay. There we go. Kick ya. Now, if only I did have my shield going for me, I'd be able to do this much easier. Oh, there we go. I'll get you with a back kick. Ooh, Deku Stick. Nice. There we go. I definitely do need magic, though. Let's just get up here first. make this a little simpler. I'll just shoot you down. Got one, got that. I gotta say, I do find the Deku Babas there, Bio Deku Babas, they are called. That's an interesting idea for an evolution on an enemy, because, like, you think, oh, they're just, Deku Babas attached to lily pads, and then they fall off, and they sprout their own new appendages and eye sockets, and like, oh, well, there you go. That's a nice little remix twist. Ah, yes, I do have to come this way for the boss key, too. Ugh. Okay, I need Great Fairy Mask again. I guess that's another thing this dungeon gets you, is backtracking. Not too bad I don't have, although, I could make things interesting. So we'll just do this. Yes, I should fight the mini-boss and try to do things with the Don Garo mask. So I might have to go fight a few bosses here in a bit. Which will be kind of fun, but a little annoying. Yeah. So there are actually a number of things I could, pardon me there, I could do after I finish Great Bay Temple. Oops. Oh no, I'm getting tossed by the Dexa hand. Good thing I can't drown as a Zora. Are you gonna... There we go. Oh, thank goodness, I needed magic. I needed magic bad. Alright, and that gets us the sole small key of Great Bay Temple. I can just skip the Biobabas there for now. No, I need magic. Alright. So we've done that first bit. So now that I've got the small key, I can do more work in this area. Oh, this is where, I really wish I had the Fierce Deities mask. For anyone who's watching this for the first time and none of my randomizers, I typically play this with the Fierce Deities mask, which is the most powerful mask in the game, on and able to be worn anywhere. So if I find the Fierce Deities mask, I could just put it on right now and I'd be good. Like, I can just run around as the giant of Termina. I recently discovered just how broken the Fierce Deities mask is in the Great Bay Temple. And hilariously so, even. So, I really miss the fact that I don't have the mask. I could even use that to break the mini-boss that I'm just about to face. So, instead... I might actually stock up on bombs again, because this was a trick I've been doing. That was supposed to be hearts. Actually, I have full hearts. That was supposed to be bombs. Wrong spot, then. But I do want more magic. This is actually very effective for me. There we go. I definitely get a refill when I come out. Alright, well, time for a mini-boss. Let's see how well this works. Yeah, won't be able to do a lot of my usual stunts, so... my new technique will be very quick, and then I might be back to some of my old stunts. But let's see how well I can take down Wart. So I'll just wait a bit until your eye should open. Got one, nice. Thank goodness I'm not taking double damage, because these bubbles hurt on double damage. Aha! So the trick that I do nowadays, like, I only just discovered this via, like, random, like, trial and error, and this is working beautifully. So, I throw a bomb. Oh, man, I gotta get out of the way here. So I throw a bomb, but I stagger how I toss the bombs. Nice, I got it. Almost. Must close the eye. So I stagger the toss. And there we go. That's all of them. There. Okay, I can actually talk now. I was concentrating too hard. So when I throw the bombs, I'm trying to do a chain reaction bomb. So I throw one bomb, and then I stagger how long I throw the second bomb so that it gets close to the explosion of the first one. When the first one explodes, that gets the second one. And my hope is that when I do the second explosion, the first explosion's already taken some of the bubble shield away, and the second explosion will then hit Wart and damage Wart. And it was working. As you saw, a couple of bomb explosions later, I didn't even use all 10, and I got Wart to the second phase of the fight. So that's a trick that I'm glad I practiced, because it is the most effective way I've ever dealt with Wart anytime I play this game. But we now have the Ice Arrow. We have the new elemental arrow of the temple, so we can do some work now. Now, before I go, I'm actually going to slow down. I'm going to slow time down now, because I notice time is moving a bit fast, and there are a few things I do want to try to do, so this is only for insurance. Just to keep time going as it is. I'm still trying to get to night 3 so I can buy the all-night mask. But there are a few things I want to do. This is kind of like a mini cleanup phase of the game. Okay. So now we have the Ice Arrow. Get that ready to go. So again, the whole point of the Great Bay Water Temple is to work with currents, and sometimes you gotta turn on some new waterways. But we need the ice arrows to get on top of these things to create platforms. So this is the first part. I keep forgetting that every time I do that, Octorok is always a jerk. Need to remember to stagger my jumps. Aha! Fooled ya! So now we can get up here, and we can now turn on the main waterway. Of the red pipe, I should specify. Aha. And there we go. So now out we go. This way is a one-way street, so that we have to go back out through these ways. So, as I said earlier, there was one spot we had to backtrack to with the red waterway. So as you can see, there's one part of it that's working and one part of it that's not. You can kind of tell by the wavy patterns. So, we now have to turn on this section. Oops, I forgot that's a little higher up. So as you can see there, one way's flowing in, but there isn't a flow out. So that means there is a water break there that we have to fix. So I need the hook shot alongside the ice arrows. Over we go. And now for the fun part of the ice arrows. Creating pathways. Nice. If only the ice arrows in Ocarina of Time could do this. Like, if they could freeze enemies to create platforming obstacles and, like, helpful aids, I bet the ice arrows wouldn't get as bad of a rap in that game as they do right now. Like, again, to bring up randomizers, because I do play a lot of Zelda randomizers, one of the things they did in Ocarina of Time to give the ice arrows use is turn them instead into blue fire arrows, which give them the property to melt the red ice, which, if you don't have access to blue fire, can be a real pain to try to get bottled blue fire. I was trying to get bombs there, it didn't quite work, but oh well. So getting the blue fire arrows is a great way to, like, breathe new life into an item that is just not worth it. But if the ice arrows in general had the same properties as the ice arrows do in this game, like, imagine being able to create blocks for shortcuts or create water platforms for interesting ways to get around places. Like, that'd be pretty darn cool. Although I will say, oh, I forgot to hit the boss key. Whoops, back in I go. But I will say aloud that there aren't really a lot of areas in Ocarina of Time that benefit from usage of ice arrows like they do in this game. Like, there were purpose-built areas and, like, secrets for the ice arrow. So I don't think it would work as well in Ocarina as it does in Majora. Either way. So we just keep moving along here. Gotcha. Alright. Let's do this for real. Now, I am going to fight the mini-boss, but I do have one trick that I usually like to do, which is getting up close onto a platform and making a jump, usually with the Fierce Deity's mask, and bypassing this boss fight in its entirety. Now, this is where the temple says, hey, do you remember those fire arrows? You're also going to have to use those every once in a while. Alright. Time for another fight with a possessed frog. Okay, let's get the ice arrows on point, because we're going to need those. Okay, you just keep hopping away. Gotcha. So, possessed frog goes all the way up into the higher area. So all we have to do is wait for the slime to be all the way up there. Oh, I always try to do a quick shot, see if it works. And we just have to freeze the whole blob to come to smashing down, and that's when we can inflict the damage. Oh, I missed. Either way. Good thing there's a lot of magic jars around here. Aha! Sidestepped your attack. Oh, right. I have to wait for a period where I can actually attack this thing. Ooh, let's see if I can do it. Ah, you jumped over that last bit. Yeah, you take forever. So I'm glad I remembered that I could do the Don Garo bit here. So it's like, get it done now, and I never have to worry about these frogs again. There's a reason I skipped this in randomizers. Gotcha! Well, looks like I will be paying a few visits to other temples here in just a bit. But we'll get through this one first. Alright, time to do the one thing I haven't done in ages. Talk to frogs! There we go. There. Alright, so that frog will go all the way back to Snowhead once spring is there. And we can hopefully get the frog choir all back together. Alright, but that is now the boss key of Great Bay Temple acquired. Okay. So we've dealt with that. That's everything to do with the, what I call first half the temple. Well, maybe not completely first half, there is still a little bit that needs doing. But I guess this can also be done as a second half bit, so I suppose it's fine. So we're gonna go all the way up here. Thankfully we can just keep going up, that was kind of cool. Now, I just need to get higher up. And we're going to make our way over to that green pipe area. Now, we couldn't go this way without the ice arrows before, hence why you skip it. But then we freeze the whole way up so we can actually climb the ladder. So we've got another pipeway section here, this green pipe, which we'll use for the second half of the temple. I'm taking care of you now because you're a jerk. Also, I'm going to take care of this before something stupid happens. This is how little I fear you now. Good landing, though. Aha! Alright. The one thing I don't like is that Tektite that's over there. Always seems to get on my nerves, too. So I'm going to take care of that Tektite before I do anything. Oops. I guess not. Let's try this again. I will say another cool touch is, like, the yellow waterway has always been, like, active since the beginning. All we ended up doing was turning on one active pipeway just to be able to start doing some work with the waterway in the first room. But this is the yellow pipe's origin, which, as you can see, has always been on. So it's cool attention to detail. Like, they didn't just randomly make a yellow pipeline that was always active from the beginning. Alright. So this one's always a little interesting to get the aim right. There we go. Get up here. Another hidden stray fairy. Oh, we're doing pretty good. That's already 9 of the 15. Now, I guess what I can do, because I'm still going to do the same thing that I've been doing, which is showing how the Great Fairy rewards tie into how to effectively fight the bosses of the particular regions. So I'll go take care of the Don Garo Mask issue after I've acquired all 15 Stray Fairies. Although, should I even bother that way? Like, I think it would almost be impractical to do so now that I say that aloud. You know what? Because it's like an implied buff and not an obvious buff, I'm going to skip doing what I normally do. And once I've defeated Great Bay Temple, that's when I'll go get the reward. Alright, so now we can see that once the red waterway has been brought back, now there's also a pipeline of water ready to go there. And now we can use that to get up here. Preferably once this waterway is at its height. There we go. After a really long, slow pull. So now we've opened this waterway, and now that both forces are equal, the flow stops. And then you wouldn't imagine how long it took me to figure this whole part out. It's like, wait, I've stopped them. What do I do? You come over here, and you close this one. You know how, like, sometimes a solution to a puzzle is so obvious you'd think, how could anyone miss it? This is that puzzle for me that was so obvious I couldn't figure it out. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But what we have done now is we have reversed the currents. So now we can go to the other rooms of the temple. Now, thankfully, the way to get back up to the waterway is the exact same, because they keep working on a back and forth cycle. So nothing changes with that. We're already at night 2. My goodness, time really does fly. Alright, so now that we got all the green waterway stuff going, we'll start with this one. So if you remember, this is where I shot that one pot to get a stray fairy, but this is a pathway that leads us through here. Thank goodness, I'm actually low on magic. Oh, thank goodness. The game's very generous with its arrows and magic drops. Okay. Take the shot. So here's a fun one for you. Another regional difference between Japanese and English. So as you can see, The waterway, I have now stopped the flow in this room, which stops all of the platforms from moving. And as you can see, that platform there is straight on, like, flat. If this was the Japanese version, there is no implied stopping point for the waterways, or the waterway wheels. It'll stop when it stops. Just, like, you know, like if I shot the pathway frozen, then it stops immediately where it is. It can be in a really bad position, or it can be in a really good position. It doesn't care which. It just goes where it goes. So they fixed it in the North American version, and I use the term fixed lightly because I can still understand how that'd be normal. They made it so that it always ends up flat. No matter which angle you shoot it at, it will always be flat. Takes a lot of the headache out of this puzzle, I will admit. Alright. So now we just have to do the same thing again. Get over this way. So, like, I can even do this. And it will just stop right there. Like, it will keep spinning until that is flat. Now, the only thing that didn't go completely flat, or not completely flat, this is already flat, go to an optimum point is the platform I was standing on. That can be different depending on where you shoot from. So that's the only factor you have to control. Alright, so if I remember right... Okay, take off the hood, go down here. And get the Zora mask. There we go. So more stray fairies here. That was quite the backflip dive. Get in. There. Thank you. Should not have been as difficult. Alright, 12. We're on point. There's one more stray fairy in this room, and then 2 more stray fairies in the very last room of the temple. Alright. So I need the fire arrows for this. Do that. Up we go. So now we just have to apply a constant force to one side of the levers here. And we will be able to use them to go up. So we get over here. And we get you pulled. Ever so slowly we pull. Now, if you want an easy way to remember which way to push the... There we go. The lever into whatever direction you need to get it to start, always put the broken end towards the current flow. That is true for every broken lever in this temple. Yep. There we go. That's true for every broken lever in this temple. Alright. Take that. And I'll top up the magic, why not? Oops. Wrong one. There we go. So now this door here takes us back to the dungeon map room. Now this is where you can think about getting a boss key now. No, I had to do that for the red lever. What was I talking about? But we do have to go out in reverse. There we go. So, final room. We go down this way. 2 more stray fairies I need to get, and I will come over here to get the first one. So this one here, you can get normally, but it is very much recommended you have the Great Fairy Mask for that one. That stray fairy right there, unless I am horribly mistaken, that is the only stray fairy in this temple you cannot get without the Great Fairy Mask. There we go. So now both stray fairies are in this room, so I just have to put this on, and they'll both come to me. That's 14, and there's 15! There we go, we've got all the stray fairies. We can get the double defense reward. But again, because of the tedium of this temple, I am only going to get it afterwards. Because I know I can do this boss fight without double defense. It is going to hurt, though, if I do get caught. Okay, regular arrows and Zormask. There we go. Let's go. I should check just in case. I do have all the things. Perfect. 15 stray fairies acquired. And just kind of a fun way I like to go down here is just via jump slash. Looks cool that way. And then we have our fishy menace stalking us. Or menacing us, I guess. Menace, menace, menace. So I guess while I'm waiting for Georg to finally come to try snack on me, after this temple will probably be some cleanup things around Termina. A few heart pieces that I can gather. I do know that there is the all-night mask I'm still working towards. There's Swampside Spider House. A few hookshot related heart pieces that I can get. Just a few things to do afterwards. Oops. Ooh. Oh! I approve of what I just did. That's the coolest dodge on Georg I think I've ever done. Nope, I'm gonna get caught. There we go. That's normally what happens with me. Okay, well, okay, it wasn't that bad, I guess, but you still get hit. If I didn't have all these hearts, this would be a dangerous boss fight. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to playing on double damage, so that I'll always take twice as much of a hit. There. Let's try this one. If I get a good angle as I go. Angle on the corner. Oh, yeah, I'm getting caught. Or not. Huh, go me. Alright, this will be the third hit. And Georg will spit out the little piranhas. If you are gutsy enough, you can take out these piranhas for hearts. Where am I? Right there. Yep, I saw that one coming. And you can't pull a shield off, too. Like, you get caught. This is damage you were taking. Oh, but, Georg, I gotta say, you just ate your own hit there. Okay, that's a little funny. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever annihilated that many right off the bat. Alright. Alright, I'm definitely taking a lot more damage than I want to. Yo, Georg! Just end this the old-fashioned way. More swimming! Now, although I didn't get double defense, I'll use this to illustrate the point. You saw how much damage I was taking from that boss fight? Getting double defense is a great way to mitigate that if you are having difficulty. So, even if I don't have the item, I prove the concept. And heart container acquired. Alright, let's get into here, and we collect Georg's remains! That is 3 of 4. All we have left is a Kana. That's amazing. And here we are back in the realm of the giants. Another little layer to the mystery. Hey, listen! We want you to lend us your power. If you just leave things as they are, something terrible will happen to this world. Surely you're the only ones who can stop it. That's what Tail was trying to tell us. Help our friend. I get it. We have to help the last one. Then promise us this. You'll cooperate with us. I love the hidden meaning with that. Like, Tattle thinks, oh, the giant is obviously inferring the final giant that I haven't rescued yet. But when you learn the truth of the giants, then you understand who that giant is actually referring to, and I think that is still pretty cool. Alright. Now I can continue resting in peace. I too must abide the laws of ancient times and again merely watch from my deep slumber. But the evil that haunts this land has not completely vanished. Link, I shall depart after enjoying Lulu's voice a bit longer. I think the gods can permit that. Turtle's got an easy way of life. It's kind of cool. Alright, now again, another thing that I don't normally do when I finish Great Bay Temple, or anytime I've done this, is come back in Azor Hall afterwards. Actually, I do think they don't have this setting on by default because it can lock you out of a few things. But when you solve the whole issue with Great Bay Temple, Lulu and the Indigogos are ready for a stage performance. Mikau, you came back safely. That's good. I was surprised when my voice turned that lonely island into a turtle. But that song you played for me, my mother used to sing it often, long ago. Those eggs were laid to remind me of that. That song was from when I was a very young child, so I had forgotten it. I put you through some horrible experiences, Mikau. But I'm all better now. Well, the town's concert is very soon, and totally not cancelled. Let's start our rehearsal. 1, 2, 3. And we get a little mini performance. So I'll let this play out here for a bit. Still can't get over Evan's face. And there we go. The Indiegogo's rehearsal performance. Now, I do remember his line here was kind of funny. Hey, Mikau, that song Evan wrote sounds just like the one we played at our jam session, doesn't it? It's like, wait a second, how did that work? Alright. With that, that is everything to do with Azor Hall. Actually, I can play the ocarina here. It's probably much better for me. But I will do that after, because I just remembered what I do have to do here in this part of the ocean. There we go. I'll get my magic refilled, so that's a start. But I do have to get my Great Fairy reward. Which is good, because my shield is dwindling. Thankfully, as long as you have magic, it will work no matter what. But you saw how small that shield was. Alright, so this is where I definitely don't want to be Zorlink, because I'll be diving into water if I make the jump. But we'll just come over here first. And hook shot. Now, I definitely need to set up a Scarecrow song for some of the next things that I'm going to be doing. Bye-bye! Because there are... Actually, yeah. Go back to Clocktown, me. Then I can get the Scarecrow song and then do all the work in Great Bay Coast area. There's that. I love those acrobatic jumps. Just adds so much fun to all the jumping you have to do. Well, good thing I'm getting my health back, too. And now we've got double defense! Great Fairy of Courage. I do find it funny how she says, I'm going to enhance your strength, which is more of enhancing my endurance. Should have just said enhancing endurance. But double defense is acquired. Now, going back to my one conversation where the Great Fairies, like, in a, like, dummied out feature, the Great Fairies actually, like, taking Link to an alternate realm and doing training, which there are some cutscenes for that that can still be viewed online. This Great Fairy, I think, if my memory is serving me right, would actually put Link through a bunch of exercise drills, like push-ups and sit-ups and whatnot, which is kind of comically funny. And with doing so, that's what increases Link's endurance, a la double defense. Alright, set up a Scarecrow song, and then I just need to remember if I've done the Biodeku Baba Grotto or not. It's been a hot minute for since I did that, possibly. Gotta check, gotta make sure. Don't want to let that go behind. So now that I think about it, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. There we go. Because Oceanside Spider House is done. Alright, to the store. Oh, really? And I'm not going to the observatory. Fine, go ahead. Oh, unfreeze time. I do still need to go find some frogs, though, so actually, I'll go to the laundry pool. Since it is just down the way. It is nice that the Great Bay Temple is finished, though. Like, I know for anyone who plays games, there's always those moments in games that you enjoy, like, replaying over and over. But there are points in those games that you just dread playing because they're the parts that you don't like. And for me, it is the Great Bay Temple area because, again, it is my least favorite temple in the game. So, getting past that point is always great because afterwards, it's the Stone Tower Temple. And the Stone Tower Temple is my favorite temple in the game. So I'm always looking forward to that. Still going to be a lot of work to get through that, though, but at the very least, I can do it. Alright, I need the ocarina. Like that. And Scarecrow Song has been set. No, I already know them. Alright, now go outside West Clocktown here and check the grotto, just to be sure. Nope, I don't need the pig mask, I need the Goron mask. Now let's roll. So just go over here real fast. And we'll check. Down you go. Ah, I had not done it yet. Good thing I thought of this. Back through the Biobabas. And heartbeats acquired. Aha. Yes, I can... Yeah, if I take off this Aura Mask... Do that. We'll do things in Great Bay Coast first. Oh, right. Oh, there's a lot of going around that I need to do, because I need magic beans. So I have to go to the swamp for that, but I have to do work in the swamp. So you know what? We're gonna take care of Goat real quick. Because I have to backtrack to get one Scarecrow Song location. And then I have to defeat Goat to bring Spring back. And then I have to do work in the swamp. And then I can do work in the ocean. And I think the swamp spider house is going to be delayed a little bit longer now that I'm saying that out loud. Oops, I need Goron Mask. Just take care of this now while I'm at it. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Why does the nighttime block out the music? And of course, every time you have to watch this part of the cutscene. Now, it's at points like this that I'm really glad there are the warps for the temples to get back to the boss rooms really quick. Because if not, then this side quest with the frogs would definitely be my unquestionable least favorite. Ow. Like, unquestionably, it would be my least favorite side quest in, I think, any part of Zelda media. Like just legitimately the worst. Alright, now I need hookshot and lens to be able to get this right. Yeah, don't try to... Wait till you get closer. Not yet. Oh, you're flying away. That's fine with me. There we go. Just mashing down an A all the while. It'll eventually work. Gotcha. Piece acquired, and now I can make my way back to Snowhead. Because trying to go the other way, well, actually might have been quicker if I just voided out. But it's fun to soar! Okay. Now I need the Goron Mask, because it's time to roll. Now, a cool thing with this goat fight is, unlike last time, where I did not have a sword to fight Goat, I have the Gilded Sword this time, so I can actually inflict a fair amount of damage if I can stun Goat long enough. There we go. I never like chancing it past this point. Now, at this point of the game, since I have the Romani's mask, I could get Chateau Romani, which is great for moments like this. But I probably won't need Chateau Romani until I get to Stone Tower. In that temple, I definitely want infinite magic for Giant's Mask. And here we go. The warp has now been activated, so I can just come to this warp here and refight Goat at any time during any new cycle. Just warps us straight to the boss room. Oops, I don't need the lens. I want fire arrows, just like that. See if I can't do the same thing again. Aha! Got you again. Hey, Goat, you want another race? Let's roll. So if I can make this jump here, like that. Get over here. Couple jump slashes with the Gilded Sword, which I made a mistake of hitting first with a regular slash. But that's a good bit of damage. There we go. 1, 2. Well, I didn't get hit by the bolt, so that counts. We are in stalactite phase. It's... Yep, see there? Like, up to a point, it knows exactly where you're going based on your direction. Aha! Bank shot! Oh, that didn't get you. Oh well. Get you on this... Possibly... Nah, got me. Alright, we're getting there. Oh, I need a jar. Again, that double magic. It's really good for this boss fight. Alright, when you get to bomb phase, I know that... Oh, can I get you? Yes! Nice, even got an aerial hit. 1 and 2. So much better when you can do a high-powered sword slash. There we go. Springtime is back in the mountains, and the frogs can gather. These stupid frogs. Alright. Well, I've got one more frog mini-boss to fight, which is really quick to get to, thankfully. And one frog to find in the swamp. Alright, Ocarina is out, so that's good. So, first thing I gotta do in the swamp is I actually have to buy a magic bean. Because I need that magic bean in order to get the heart piece in question in Great Bay. But then there is also a frog in the swamp I can get if I just do the loop around the swamp. So first things first, I need a Deku Mask, which is a requirement to being able to purchase the magic beans here. Now, the only reason you can't do this in the very beginning of the game is because you don't have magic beans registered in your inventory. So this Deku here won't sell them to you because it's a case of, oh, you don't know what magic beans are. You should go find them at the bean seller in the Deku Palace. Oops. Well, apparently that is too deep for a Deku, but not deep enough for a Goron, which is very funny. So when you go do your business in the grotto in the Deku Palace, that is when you get magic beans registered in your inventory, and that also sets the flag for being able to get magic beans purchased at that particular Deku. Of course, you need to be a Deku in order for the Deku to sell you them. But that is how you get magic beans much easier than going all the way back to the bean seller. Something that I do legitimately forget from time to time. Now then. Back to Woodfall. And again, thankfully, this one's much quicker. Alright, I need this. Time for the temple to rise from its nap. There we go. Now, there's one thing that randomizers have taught me with this temple. Hookshot is your friend. Now, I can't use the warp because it will take me to the boss room. And the boss room is a one-way entry. You cannot exit from that room until you have beat the boss or die. Are you gonna bother me? Come on, there we go. I mean, I could have taken the Deku Flowers, but this works. Now, also, this is where Hookshot by itself just breaks things. You can actually Hookshot this torch. I know it looks like I'm missing, but I can Hookshot this torch, I promise. A little bit of damage otherwise. I will hit that only in case I'm an idiot, which is probably not going to come into play. But I will need... Actually, now that I think about it, this is also going to be fine because I start on the ground floor. Which way am I going? There we go. Because I have to go into that doorway there. There we go. Alright, it's time to take care of this frog, and then I never have to worry about this frog side quest ever again for this. Thankfully, Gilded Sword does make that phase just a little bit faster. Gotcha. What's that? Now, I want to try something here. I should probably just keep that out just in case. I know you can do this with the turtles regularly. You can do it! Okay. Like, I've been told that you could. I feel like I've tried, and I've missed every time, hence why I didn't think it was going to work. I don't know what just made me think, just do it, and, well, there we go. That is a new thing I have learned. I've also remembered, frogs suck. There we go. Also, a cool little factoid there. Their dialogue changes depending on whether or not spring has returned to the mountains or not. So, kind of a cool touch. At the very least, I'll give it that. But the frogs are all back in the mountain, and I never have to worry about this darn side quest again. Oh, the screen's still small. Yeah, I forgot it doesn't do that in the temples, but it does do that no matter where you are otherwise. To the mountain village. Alright, how close are we? Almost there. So there's all 5 of the frogs. Just waiting for Don Garo. Alright, let's start off the day with a song. I have been waiting for you, Don Garo. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but it looks like you've lost a little weight. As you can see, Don Garo, the long winter has ended and spring has finally come to these mountains. Let us begin our chorus. The conducting was spectacular, and all of our members rose to the occasion. This is how deeply we were moved by your spectacular conducting. All that for a heart piece. Let's do it again sometime. How about never? Now, I will say, though, if there's any silver lining to that side quest, it does something that I wish this game did do a lot more of, and that was multi-regional puzzles. Because in order for that to work, you had to have gone to the first 3 separate regions of the game, but you had to have done some work in each of them before you can even think about trying to do what you need to do. A lot of the things in this game don't go to, more than 2 regions, if any. Or at least incorporate aspects thereof. Alright. Well, once Great Bay is back to normal, this boat spawns here. And if we take this boat, it'll take us to the islands. We can enjoy a little ride along the way. Now, it's that alcove area over there that I will need to go to in a bit. Fortunately, I also have the Song of Storms, so I don't have to carry along a bottle of spring water in order to get the magic bean watered. So, once we are in space... Ooh. Gotcha. So we just have to hook shot onto the tree, and we'll just talk to you first. Why not? Now that the seas are back to normal, I've started a little business aimed at tourists. If you pay 20 rupees, I'll invite you to a jumping game that has a really big prize. If you're up for it, go to that island in the center. Well, why not? I'll do it. Oh, you're up for it. Now then, I'll explain the rules, so listen carefully. I'm going to light the torches on each of the surrounding 4 islands in a particular order. Jump to the island that has the lit torch. If you can jump to it before the torch goes out, you'll get a point. If you get 20 or more points within a time limit, you'll get a big prize. It'll cost you 20 rupees. Of course. Alright, frontwards. So eventually what ends up happening with this game is I will be able to keep my Z targets on like straight, and I just turn in the direction of the torch and make forward jumps. That is always what you want to do with this minigame, is forward jumps. Never try to do jumps that are on diagonal, because you will mess up. Like that. I was about to make a diagonal jump there, and it would have messed me up. Straighter you can make yourself, the less likely you are to fail. Alright. Doing good. Halfway there. As you can see, the timer is very generous. I already have more than half the points needed. Okay, missed that. And we're doing good. Ooh, that was close. Landed a little too close there. Now, if you want it to work for you, doing big roll jumps is a good idea to practice, because you can land in the center and then angle yourself back, and then you can keep going. Now, a trick with this one, if you get to 20, just stand still. If you, like, this game just keeps going until you're done. Like, you're just playing for a high score afterwards at that point. If you get 20 and you struggled with the game otherwise, just stop in the center island like this. Like, it doesn't matter. You've earned your score, you'll get the heart piece reward. Like, you can just take some time, look at the moon. Oh my goodness, it's huge! And there we go. Alright, that's it. Uh-oh, that was a little too easy. Oh well, here's your prize. And heart piece acquired. I was thinking of saving up to buy a big ship. It looks like I may go bankrupt. Alright. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do much more for this cycle afterwards, so I'm actually going to go ahead and speed time up to night 3. And that way time can progress to the point where I can get the all-night mask. "12 hours remain." Now, this is another area that I love to break with the Fierce Deities mask. In the case of, I can make some really, really big jumps. It is a shame that I do not have said mask. Alright, so we gotta get up here. Well, first of all, the hook shot's required to even think about doing this. As soon as I can aim you right, there we go. So then, as you can see, there is a patch of soft soil. We just have to get over here. Down we go. And we can get her planted. Alright. Time to water the plants. And cause an end-of-world thunderstorm, because why not? Ooh, that was close. Good thing I can angle. And then final bit of the puzzle. We need the Scarecrow song. Going too wavy there. I can't... There we go. And that is the piece of heart. Alright. So, I'm going to do one last little thing before time ends. Or at least my time ends for what I'm doing. Just a little bit of a time save for the next cycle. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the owl statue in the first section of Icona Valley taken care of. Because I have everything in order to get in there. Now that I have the ice arrows. And that way, when I get to the next cycle, which will be the beginning of the Icona Valley adventure, I can just warp straight up there. I've got a little time to burn, might as well. Oh, come on. Like, you're not going to let me flee here. You can see the sword. Alright, fine. You know what? Just because I'm spiting the fact you're not letting me flee, I'm going out this way. Oh, how soon I wish to get the ice arrow, or light arrows. And of course, thanks to the Romani Ranch cycle that I did earlier, I don't have to worry about anything in the Icona Graveyard. I can just skip that for the rest of this game, and we can just go straight into the valley. Up we go. And up we go. Whoa. Alright, so first things first. We need the key to getting into Icona Valley, which I'll show off here. What are you doing in a place like this? Icona Hill beyond here is the place where spirits with troubles and lingering regrets wander. Even now, the spirits wander in search of one who can save them. It is unfortunate, but it is no place for one such as you. But if you must enter, then you must obtain the mask containing the wandering spirits that can be found near the ranch. Without that mask, you cannot save their souls. Until then, I will not let you pass by here. And this is the mask that you win from the Gorman brothers. Mask of the leader of the ninjas who once spied on the hilltop castle with the blood-stained history. With that, you may be able to call out their spirits even now are still wandering. Perhaps you may be able to save their souls that wander beyond here. And there we go. With that mask, we are now allowed into Icona Valley. Now, one thing that randomizers eventually taught me, the Gibdo mask that you will eventually earn also lets you get into Icona Valley that same way, and even plays a separate message. It's like, that is a mask truly filled with regrets. Like you know, just as much as the Garo mask there. So, you will also be able to summon the tree that you can hookshot with that. However, you don't normally get to see that, because by the time you do end up getting the Garo's mask to get in here, you'll likely trigger the owl statue, and you'll just always Song of Soaring back here every time. Now, just for the fun of it, I haven't done this in ages. I can't see it, but I sense there's a thirst for blood looming all around us. Don't you have a mask that can summon the unseen? You mean like this one? Master, you called? What are you? So thankfully, you can defeat these very simply. Regrettable. Although my rival, you are spectacular. I shall take my bow by opening my heart and revealing my wisdom. To cross the Valley of Icona, aim at the river beast with the arrowhead that freezes. Belief or disbelief rests with you. To die without leaving a corpse. That is the way of us Garo. So, the Garos are kind of a hint system for Ikana in a way, which is kind of cool. They are spies gathering intelligence. So they can find all these tips that help you get through here. So we need the ice arrows to be able to get here. So that means, likely, you'll have been to Great Bay. Now, hold on. Let me hit this tree. And now that we've got that taken care of, we are now in Ikana. So next cycle, I can just Song of Soaring here, and I don't have to do any of that annoying stuff. Now, speaking of soaring, I gotta get back to town and make a deal. Clock Town, let's go. And just in time, too. Look at that. 10 o'clock on the dot. So I need to get a bunch of rupees from here, though. Again, can't wait to get the light arrows. But I still have plenty of surplus. Alright, so math. That's 7. That's 2. And that's 3. And I still hate the fact he takes 4 rupees from my deposits if you withdraw during the night. Oh, just over 500. How funny. Alright, well, we still got that rupee total to go up, and that'll likely happen as I'm doing this. But there we go. Come in. You gotta look around. I'm doing a special sale. Check it out. Tonight's bargain is the all-night mask for use at bedtime. I forget when this was made, but it sure is a freaky mask, see? When you put it on, you can try to fall asleep, but you won't be able to. Pretty creepy, huh? We'll check the bargain. And for 500 rupees, there's the all-night mask. Apparently, this mask won't let you drift off to sleep even if you want to. So there we go. That's also a thing we have to do. Nope, I have no bottle contents. All right. So. Oops. You don't go back in time by playing the Song of Soaring. What am I trying to do? I mean, it's nice to see that I can go back to Ikana. Alright. Now, I know I've been going for a bit of time here, but trying to slot in a good use of the all-night mask can be a little bit difficult. So, I'm going to go just a little bit longer here, and we're going to get some story times with good old Granny. That way I can get them those heart pieces out of the picture, and I can start a fresh cycle with the ability to go to Ikana. Alright, Tattle's still going to give that. Quickest way to the canyon is East Gate. That's the wrong gate! Hello, Happy Mask Salesman. You'll get your mask back soon. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, you can go back to the mask salesman in there, and if you wear the masks, like not the transformation masks specifically, the happy masks, you will get flavor text for them. Like the happy mask salesman will describe like how they look, how they feel, the feelings that might have gone into the mask, like cool little flavor text, things like that. It's another cool thing I love about this game. All right. Let's go listen to some stories. All Night Mask is on. Quite the creepy look, if I do say so myself. Alright, time to learn some really good flavor text about this game. Oh, Tortoise, did you finish helping Father? Then let Mother read you a story. Now, which story would you like to hear? Well, we'll go for the one that's only 2 hours, Carnival of Time. The Carnival of Time, is it? The carnival is almost here, so it's good for you to learn its meaning. It's a little long, but I'll read it with some enthusiasm. Ahem. The Carnival of Time. Each year, the season of harmony begins when the sun and moon are in alignment, paying homage to the way that both nature and time are tirelessly in the process of progressing. The Carnival of Time is when the peoples of the four worlds celebrate that harmony and request fruitfulness for the year. Now, if you were not wearing the mask, this is where you'd fall asleep, wake up later, and she'd tell you try again. But if you are wearing the mask, you get this extra bit. For ages, people have worn masks resembling the giants, who are the gods of the four worlds. Now, it has become a custom for each person to bring a handmade mask to the Carnival of Time. It is said that if a couple united on the day of the festival and dedicated a mask as a sign of their union, it would bring luck. The centerpiece of the carnival is the clock tower, and on the eve of all the festivities, the doors to its roof are opened. From atop the clock tower roof, a ceremony to call the gods is held, and an ancient song is sung. All of these festivities for the Carnival of Time are held so that we may ask the gods for a rich harvest in the year to come. You did a good job. That's all for Tortoise. Now, when does the clock tower roof open? On the eve of the festival. You did a good job remembering. That's the boy I'm proud of. I'll give you some candy as a prize. And there we get our first heart piece, and also a close-up look at the all-night mask, which is creepy. So the cool part with that flavor text there, it's saying, like, mask resembling the giants for one thing, but also a couple dedicating masks to each other and vowing to get married on the eve of the carnival is a sign of good luck. As in, what Anju and Cafe will do at the end of the side quest, which, again, it's cool that they even, like, had that as a tradition in this world. So that is the first story, and now for the one that takes an entire day, I'd like to hear about the four giants. The four giants, is it? This is quite long, but it is a good story for you to hear, so I'll read it with some extra gusto. Ahem. The four giants. This tale's from long ago when all the people weren't separated into four worlds like they are now. In those times, all the people lived together, and the four giants lived among them. On the day of the festival that celebrates the harvest, the giants spoke to the people. We have chosen to guard the people while we sleep. 100 steps north, 100 steps south, 100 steps east, 100 steps west. If you have need, call us in a loud voice by declaring something such as, "The mountain blizzard has trapped us," or "The ocean is about to swallow us. Your cries shall carry to us." And again, if you were to fall asleep, that's where it would end. But now, this is a cool part where you start understanding the implications of the giants and a particular imp. Now then, there was one who was shocked and saddened by all this. A little imp. The imp was a friend of the giants since before they had created the four worlds. Why must you leave? Why do you not stay? The childhood friend felt neglected, so he spread his anger across the four worlds. Repeatedly, he wronged all people. Overwhelmed with misfortune, the people sang the song of prayer to the giants who lived in each of the four compass directions. The giants heard their cry and responded with a roar. "Oh imp! Oh imp! We are the protectors of the people. You have caused the people pain. Oh imp, leave these four worlds, otherwise we shall tear you apart." The imp was frightened and saddened. He had lost his old friends. The imp returned to the heavens, and harmony was restored to the four worlds. And the people rejoiced, and they worshipped the giants of the four worlds like gods, and they lived happily ever after. Good job. Wasn't that fun, Tortoise? What did the people do to call the giants? I don't know. Oh, really? But you listened hard, so Mother is happy. I'll give you some candy as your prize. That is quite the trick they pull on you with that one. It's like you have to answer wrong to get the heart piece. It's certainly fooled me a few times. But that story there explains a lot with the giants and the Skull Kid, because the Skull Kid was originally a friend of the giants, but then felt neglected with the giants going to do their godly things. And so, like, in an outburst, the imp, like, plays pranks on the people, you know, just to get back at, like, just to hide feeling lonely, which causes the giants to, like, do all, like, attempt to say, like, look, if you keep doing this, we'll have no choice but to, you know, banish you from this world. And that's when the Skull Kid was found by Tattle and Tail after having just recently been, quote-unquote, banished by the 4 giants. And of course, we'll see more about that towards the end of the game. Well, we got a heart piece. And with that, I can finish this cycle. And we can start fresh with a new cycle next time. There we go. Save and return to the dawn of the first day. All right, so that is going to be the end of today's episode. I know it did go a little bit longer there, and it's kind of funny how it was story time that made it went longer than normal. But next time, we will begin our quest into Icona, and it's going to be a very, very interesting quest there. I know that for a fact. A lot of things that we'll need to do to even, like, get around the places. Hopefully I remember to buy all the items I need, which, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make a note right now that says powder keg, because I know I am going to need one when I get into Icona. I know I said I was going to remind myself earlier to do that, and I'm reminding myself now. So there we go. It worked. So next time I'm not sure if I'll get to Stone Tower, but I know I'll do all of the things that lead up to getting to Stone Tower. So we've got a fair ways to go. So we'll do that on the next episode. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care, stay safe, and have a good day.